Have you ever felt emotionally drained after spending time with certain people? You walk into a conversation feeling perfectly fine, but by the time it ends, you're left exhausted, questioning your choices, and carrying an unfamiliar weight on your shoulders. What if I told you these people could be blocking your growth, holding you back from reaching your true potential? Not intentionally, perhaps, but their presence in your life is quietly shaping your reality in ways you haven't realized. In today's video, we're going to explore how to protect your energy, stand firm in your principles, and stay away from those who drain you emotionally and mentally. These 6 types of people are like hidden obstacles on your journey to personal growth and fulfillment. And trust me, once you recognize them, everything in your life will start to change. This is not about judging or cutting people off with no reason, it's about self-preservation and creating a life where your energy and focus are aligned with growth and positivity. By the end of this video, you'll know how to identify these individuals and take back control of your life. Remember, true personal growth requires boundaries, and learning when to walk away is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. So, are you ready to take that step and protect what truly matters? Let's get started. Your energy is one of the most valuable resources you have. Think of it like a sacred fire, something that fuels your life, your passions, and your dreams. But here's the harsh truth, not everyone respects that fire. Some people see it as something they can take from endlessly, without offering anything in return. Imagine Sarah, a kind-hearted woman who always says yes to everyone around her. She's the one people turn to when they need help, a reliable shoulder to lean on. At first, it felt good to be needed. But over time, something changed. The constant giving, without receiving any real support in return, left her feeling exhausted. She started losing her sense of self, feeling more like a resource than a friend. The sad reality is that many of us have experienced this in some form. We give our time, attention, and emotional energy to people who don't replenish us. This doesn't mean we should stop helping others, but it does mean we need to be mindful of where our energy goes and whether it's helping us grow or leaving us drained. When you give away your energy without boundaries, you're left with nothing to fuel your own growth. And here's the thing, protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's necessary. It's about recognizing that your well-being matters just as much as anyone else's. Take a moment to reflect, is there someone in your life who consistently leaves you feeling drained? It could be a friend, a colleague, or even a family member. What boundaries can you set today to protect your energy? Boundaries don't have to be harsh. It can be as simple as limiting how much time you spend with that person or saying no when you really need to. Remember, preserving your energy means you'll have more to give to the things and people that truly matter. One of the most important lessons in life is to never compromise your principles, no matter how difficult the circumstances might be. Your principles are the foundation of your identity, the compass that guides your actions, and the source of your self-respect. Once you start compromising them, even in small ways, you risk losing the very essence of who you are. Let me tell you the story of Marcus Aurelius. He was not just a Roman emperor but also one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers in history. During his reign, Marcus faced constant challenges, wars, political pressure, and personal loss. Yet, despite the immense pressure, he never abandoned his core principles of justice, humility, and self-control. He believed that external circumstances should never dictate his actions if they contradicted his values. Imagine the courage it took to stay true to himself in such turbulent times. Marcus Aurelius could have easily chosen an easier path, compromising his ideals for personal gain or temporary peace. But he didn't. He stood firm and became a symbol of integrity and resilience for generations to come. Now, let's bring this lesson into our daily lives. It might not always be easy to stand up for what you believe in. You'll face pressure from friends, family, or even colleagues to compromise, whether it's going against your ethics, sacrificing your dreams, or pretending to be someone you're not just to fit in. Here's how you can protect and strengthen your principles, define your core values, take some time to reflect on what truly matters to you. Is it honesty, kindness, or perseverance? Write these down and use them as a guide for your decisions. Practice self-reflection, regularly check in with yourself. Are your actions aligned with your values, or have you been drifting away? Self-reflection is a powerful tool to recalibrate and stay on track. Set boundaries. Protect your principles by setting clear boundaries with people who try to push you in the wrong direction. It's okay to say no when something conflicts with your values. Remember, people who genuinely respect you will never ask you to compromise your principles. They will admire your integrity, even if they don't always agree with you. And as you strengthen your values, you'll naturally attract people who share the same beliefs and respect your authenticity. Take a moment to reflect. What are the core principles you hold closest to your heart? How can you start living more authentically and aligning your daily actions with those values? In life, we all encounter manipulators, individuals who subtly erode our boundaries, drain our energy, and leave us feeling obligated to give more than we can afford. These people often disguise their intentions under the guise of needing help or seeking emotional support, but in reality, they're taking more than they ever give back. What makes manipulators so dangerous is how skillfully they disguise their motives. Unlike outright toxic people, manipulators don't attack directly. Instead, they slowly make you feel guilty for not meeting their endless demands. They'll play on your kindness, your empathy, and your desire to help. A classic example is when someone repeatedly asks for your help with personal problems but never takes steps to improve their situation. At first, you genuinely want to help them. But over time, you start noticing that no matter how much advice or assistance you offer, they never change. Worse, they make you feel as if it's your responsibility to fix their lives. So, how can you spot a manipulator early? Trust your intuition. If something feels off about a relationship, don't ignore it. Pay attention to your gut instincts, they are often right. Watch for patterns. Manipulators often use the same tactics repeatedly: guilt-tripping, passive-aggressiveness, or creating a sense of obligation. Once you recognize the pattern, you can take steps to protect yourself. Set clear boundaries. The best defense against manipulation is to establish firm boundaries and stick to them. It's okay to say no without explaining yourself. For example, if someone constantly asks for your time and attention but ignores your needs, it's time to reconsider that relationship. Healthy relationships are built on reciprocity, not obligation. One key practice in dealing with manipulators is learning to listen to your intuition. Intuition is a powerful tool. You don't always need concrete proof to protect yourself. If someone's behavior makes you feel drained, uncomfortable, or anxious, it's a red flag. Let me share a personal story. I once had a friend who constantly needed my advice and emotional support. At first, I was happy to help. But as time went on, I realized that the relationship was one-sided. Every conversation revolved around their problems. Whenever I tried to set boundaries, they would guilt-trip me, saying things like, "I thought you cared about me," or "You're the only person I can talk to." It was emotionally exhausting. Eventually, I had to accept the truth: no amount of help I offered would ever be enough because they didn't want to grow. They wanted me to carry their emotional burden for them. Here's what I did: I firmly but kindly set boundaries. I told them that I couldn't be their constant emotional support anymore. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary for my well-being. The result? They moved on to someone else who would tolerate their behavior. And while it was painful at first, it ultimately freed me to focus on healthy, supportive relationships. Remember, genuine connections lift you up, while manipulators leave you drained. Pay close attention to how people make you feel. Those who care about you will never demand more than you can give. Take a moment to reflect: has anyone ever made you feel obligated to help, even when it drained you emotionally? If so, what steps can you take today to reclaim your energy and set healthy boundaries? Dreams are the seeds of our soul's deepest desires, yet there will always be people who try to diminish them. Sometimes, these individuals come from unexpected places: family, close friends, or colleagues. Often, their intentions are not malicious. They believe they're protecting us from disappointment or failure. However, this well-meaning doubt can be just as harmful as outright criticism. Let me share a story about Emma, a talented artist with a dream of becoming a professional painter. Her family, however, believed that art was a risky and impractical career. They constantly told her to pursue something safe and stable. For years, Emma listened to their advice, burying her passion in choosing a path that aligned with her family's expectations. But deep down, she felt unfulfilled. One day, everything changed. Emma decided to enter an art competition, something she had always dreamed of doing. To her surprise, she won first place. That moment ignited a fire within her. She realized she couldn't keep living someone else's version of success. She made the difficult decision to leave her corporate job and pursue art full-time. The road wasn't easy. There were moments of doubt, financial hardship, and uncertainty. But Emma stayed true to her dream. Today, she's a successful painter with exhibitions around the world. What's even more inspiring is how her family, once skeptical, now supports her wholeheartedly. The lesson here is simple: protect your dreams. Don't let others project their fears onto your vision. What may seem impossible to them is often a reflection of their own limitations, not yours. How can you protect your dreams? Surround yourself with supportive people, seek out those who encourage your vision and inspire you to grow. Hold on to your why, remind yourself why your dream matters. Keep it close to your heart and let it fuel your journey. Don't be afraid to take risks, every dream involves a leap of faith. Embrace the unknown and trust the process. A key part of protecting your dreams is learning to differentiate between constructive feedback and limiting beliefs disguised as advice. Constructive feedback helps you grow, limiting beliefs hold you back. For example, if someone says, "I think you should take a more practical approach to your art," ask yourself, is this feedback grounded in genuine care, or is it based on their own fear of failure? Remember, your dreams are valid. The world needs your unique contribution, no matter how unconventional it may seem. Reflect on this: who in your life uplifts your dreams, and who casts shadows on them? Take a moment to assess your relationships. Surround yourself with those who believe in you, and distance yourself from the doubts that aren't yours to carry. One of the greatest challenges in life is staying true to yourself when the world constantly tries to mold you into something else. It's a painful reality that many of us have faced, feeling the pressure to change who we are just to fit in, to be accepted, or to avoid conflict. But here's the truth: when you surrender your identity to please others, you lose the most valuable part of yourself, your authenticity. Let me tell you about David, a gifted musician who grew up in a conservative environment. Music was his passion, but his family believed it was an unworthy pursuit. For years, he tried to suppress his love for music and follow the path his family wanted for him, a stable job in finance. Outwardly, he seemed successful, but inside, he felt empty and disconnected. One day, David attended a local concert and saw a performer passionately playing the guitar. It was a wake-up call. He realized that in trying to be what others wanted, he had abandoned the essence of who he truly was. It wasn't too late. He picked up his guitar again and began playing, slowly reclaiming his identity. David's story isn't unique. Many of us have sacrificed parts of ourselves to fit into social groups, relationships, or workplaces. We abandon our passions, change our opinions, or dull our uniqueness just to blend in. But here's the thing: those who truly care for you will never ask you to change the core of who you are. Authenticity isn't a weakness, it's a strength. Being your true self will attract the right people into your life, the ones who respect and cherish you for who you are. Take a moment to reflect: what part of yourself have you given up to meet others' expectations? What would it feel like to reclaim that part and be fully yourself again? Start small. Rediscover the things that make you unique. Your passions, your values, your voice. You'll find that by embracing your true self, you unlock a deeper sense of joy and fulfillment. In today's fast-paced world, relationships often lack depth. We're surrounded by acquaintances, followers, and surface-level connections that offer little emotional nourishment. While casual connections have their place, true fulfillment comes from deep, meaningful relationships built on sincerity, trust, and mutual respect. Superficial relationships may seem harmless at first, but over time, they can leave you feeling drained, isolated, or even betrayed. They often revolve around convenience or personal gain rather than genuine connection. Recognizing these patterns is crucial for your emotional well-being. Take Sarah's story as an example. She had a large social circle and was constantly busy with outings and events. But when she hit a rough patch in life, she realized that most of her so-called friends disappeared. Only a handful stayed by her side, those were the real connections. So how do we cultivate meaningful relationships? Seek depth, not quantity. It's better to have a few close friends who truly care than dozens of shallow connections. Be vulnerable. Sharing your true self allows others to connect with you on a deeper level. Observe reciprocity. Genuine relationships are mutual, both sides give and receive support equally. If you're always the one giving, it's time to reevaluate. True connections take time and effort, but they are worth it. When you invest in relationships based on respect, kindness, and shared growth, you create a strong support system that enriches your life. Ask yourself, who in your life truly sees and supports you? Are there relationships you need to nurture, or others you should let go of? Be mindful. Protect your energy, and seek out those who uplift you. In the end, it's the quality of your connections, not the quantity, that truly matters. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect. Protecting your energy, staying true to your principles, and guarding your dreams are essential steps toward living a happy and fulfilling life. It's not always easy, but every boundary you set, every manipulator you walk away from, and every time you choose authenticity over conformity, you take control of your story. Remember, you are the guardian of your dreams and energy. Surround yourself with those who inspire, uplift, and truly care about you. Let go of those who drain you or ask you to compromise your true self. Here's a question to think about: who in your life brings out the best in you, and who drains your energy? Share your experience in the comments below. We would love to hear your story and how you plan to reclaim your power. Stay mindful, protect your peace, and always choose to be around those who bring light to your life.